Hello, friends. Welcome to Studio Classroom on the Air. We're so glad you're here. Today is a great day to learn something new. My name is Anne-Marie.
And my name is Gabe. Welcome back to the second half of today's article about memes. I think it's going to be a fun lesson again today.
I do too, especially because as we learned yesterday, memes are a kind of joke. Jokes are fun, right? Hey, Gabe, have you ever told a joke in Chinese before?
Have I ever told a joke in Chinese? Actually, I have created a joke in Chinese.
Oh.
Let's see how you like it, Anne-Marie.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a riddle.
Okay.
Okay, so 小丑的时钟为什么直接从12点跳到2点? So a clown's clock, why does it go straight from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock?
为什么?
Okay, why? Now, the joke only works in Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah. 因为一点都不好笑. It's pretty good, right? 一点都不好笑. Yeah, so you got to jump over.
I get it.
Yeah. You know, but I do feel like jokes don't always translate to other languages very well. And actually, that one wouldn't translate to English.
I know what you mean. They do get lost in translation. That means that something is communicated incorrectly because it's translated from one language to another. Mm-hmm. The meaning of jokes often gets lost in translation.
But speaking of translation, we're going to find out today that some memes do get translated to other languages.
Hey, that's right. Are you ready to talk about memes, friends? Let's go to our first reading of the day.
Memes. People often translate memes into other languages too. This means that they can be a global phenomenon. But a meme might also be more popular in some places than others. That's because it might appeal more to people in a certain culture or region. One type of meme is called advice animals. Advice animals memes include pictures of animals or people. The image also includes text with something the person or animal might say. Usually, the picture expresses a feeling or character trait. One example of this meme is Grumpy Cat.
Hello everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 先来看 trait 这个名词，意思是特征或是特质。譬如 Honesty is an important trait for anyone who deals with money. 诚实是任何经手金钱的人的一个重要特质。或者是 What character traits are you looking for in a wife? 你的妻子人选要有什么性格特质呢？再举一个例句 Blue eyes are a recessive trait. 蓝眼睛是一个隐性的特征。接着来看 grumpy 这个形容词，意思是脾气暴躁的，容易生气的。譬如 I know a lot of people who are very grumpy before they have their morning cup of coffee. 我知道很多人早上还没喝咖啡前，脾气都非常暴躁。或者是When Pearl's dog gets grumpy, she knows it is time to feed him. Pearl 知道她的狗脾气开始不好时，就是喂食的时间到了。Grumpy 的名词是 grump， 意思是闹情绪、发脾气的人。譬如 Jenny is usually in a good mood, but she is being a real grump today. Jenny 的心情通常很好，但是她今天的脾气很暴躁。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
Thank you, Jack. Friends, I hope you're not feeling grumpy after listening to those vocabulary words. Are you ready to learn more about memes? I am. Let's get started. People often translate memes into other languages too. This means that they can be a global phenomenon. Okay, so I have seen this before online where maybe I've seen a meme in English, but I'll see someone has put Chinese words over it. And we have a special word for those pictures that are used over and over. You could call that a template.
Oh, so the pictures themselves are templates.
That's right, because you can change out the text on them to say different things.
That's right. A template is the constant. It's the thing that doesn't change, but everything else could change, like the text will change. So the template is what you see passed around the world, and the text or the captions will change. This is a phenomenon. A phenomenon is something, the basic meaning is something that you can observe, okay? It's usually interesting, and it might be interesting to see what happens in the future with this. We also talk about natural phenomenon. That means something like, the aurora borealis, the northern lights. Or when I went to Matsu earlier this year, something that is a natural phenomenon there is the blue tears, 蓝眼泪. So what are some other natural phenomena that you can think about?
That's right. All right. Well, we also learn here about memes that memes might also be more popular in some places than others. I think maybe this is because they're usually cultural in nature. They have to do with pop culture, and pop culture can be different in different areas of the world. That's because it might appeal more to people in a certain culture or region, and that's what our lesson says here too.
Well, our lesson says that it appeals to certain people in certain places. But what if we use the phrase to have mass appeal? Have you ever used that before?
I have. If something has mass appeal, that means it appeals or a lot of people like it and everyone can enjoy it. It kind of makes me think of something like the iPhone, right? No matter what culture you live in, what country you live in, pretty much everyone in the world likes the iPhone. Usually, I would say. It has mass appeal.
It does have mass appeal. Smartphones in general certainly have mass appeal. You know, speaking of culture and having mass appeal, especially around the world, I always think of Mr. Bean, 豆豆先生.
He's pretty funny.
One reason he has mass appeal or global appeal is because his humor doesn't involve words. He doesn't speak very much at all. He just makes some noises. So the humor is all in the visual and in what you see him doing, which makes him translate well into every language.
That's right. And using this phrase to have mass appeal can be used for all different kinds of things. We could even use it for people as well. If a certain actor or actress is very popular in movies all around the world, we could say that they have mass appeal as well.
Like Mr. Bean.
Like Mr. Bean.
Rowan Atkinson is the actor's name. He's actually very intelligent, fun to watch. Anyway, our lesson's not about Rowan Atkinson or Mr. Bean. Let's continue with our memes here. One type of meme is called advice animals. Now, speaking of advice, do you know how to talk about advice as the measure word for advice? Do you know what that is, friends? When you talk about advice, you can give advice, but we don't say advices or thanks for your something. What is that one thing?
A piece of advice.
A piece of advice.
Like a piece of cake.
Exactly. It's a piece of cake. It should be easy to remember. A piece of advice. However, when it comes to suggestions, that's a related word. We can't just say a suggestion or many suggestions. There's no special measure word for that word.
Now, the difference between advice and suggestion is that suggestions are usually very, very specific. For example, if you're susceptible to sunburns, I suggest you apply sunscreen before going out. Now, if we were using the word advice, we might say something like this. Take my advice. Take good care of your skin while you're young, and when you're older, it'll be nice.
Okay, so you kind of see advice as a little more general than suggestions are.
I think that's usually how I use those two words.
All right, well, friends, these are great things to remember. And remember that measure word for advice is peace. While we continue here, advice animals, memes include pictures of animals or people. The image also includes text with something the person or animal might say. Just like the one I was talking about yesterday with the woman yelling across the table and the cat yelling back at her something, right? Well, how does our lesson continue?
Usually, the picture expresses a feeling or character trait. One example of this meme is Grumpy Cat. I like Grumpy Cat a lot. Sometimes the look on his face really accurately portrays what I'm feeling.
Yeah, well, that's Grumpy Cat. We do have others to learn about later. However, right now it's time for the Info Cloud.
Hi friends, welcome to InfoCloud. Andrea, I'm so disappointed. My favorite restaurant has gone to the dogs.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, what happened? Did the chef leave?
Yes. The old chef left and nothing tastes the same. Let's talk more about the phrase, go to the dogs.
Go to the dogs describes something that is worse than it used to be, or something that is deteriorating. We can use this phrase to describe things or situations. You can say the economy is going to the dogs.
Yes, this phrase has been used since the mid-1700s. There are several theories on its origins. One theory is food that went bad was thrown to the dogs. Another theory is, in the past, some people went to dog races and put all their money on betting. When they lost their bets, they would be broke.
Well, these are interesting theories. Friends, today we learned about situations that go to the dogs. But we hope your situation is the opposite and things get better over time and not worse.
今天跟大家分享一个相当有趣的用语，那就是 go to the dogs。字面上是丢到狗那里，一样东西丢给狗，可能会被咬得烂烂的。Go to the dogs 就用来表达一样东西的品质越来越低劣，状况非常差。The economy is going to the dogs. 整体经济大环境越来越差。你也可以用 gone to the dogs 来形容一样东西的品质已经非常差了。My favorite restaurant has gone to the dogs. 我最喜欢的餐厅现在的品质变得相当低劣。这就是今天的 Info Cloud， 我们下次云端见。
Studio Classroom is on the air.
Welcome back to Studio Classroom, friends. Here's a little quiz to see how much you were paying attention earlier. What word, or perhaps it's a phrase or sentence pattern that we discussed earlier, refers to something that a lot of people have become interested in? Maybe it wasn't famous or popular at first, but now a lot of people are interested because they want to know more about it. It is.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking everybody.
Oh, okay. To have mass appeal.
You're so fast. Are you sure that's the correct answer?
I'm very sure.
Are you sure, friends? Is that what you guessed too? Because that is correct, of course, to have mass appeal. We did learn about the grumpy cat earlier and how that became a meme. And you can have video memes as well. Let's learn a little bit about one right now.
Memes. The Korean song Gangnam Style became a video meme several years ago. Many people shared the original video and made videos and jokes based on it. And the more people talked about it, the more the original video spread. Memes appear and disappear quickly. Sometimes a meme that is popular one week is out of style the next. Forgotten memes are quickly replaced by new ones. And so memes are likely to stay a key part of the internet experience.
OK， 我们来看 original 这个形容词，意思是原始的。譬如 Melanie gave the picture back to the original owner, even though she really wanted to keep it. Melanie 把这幅画送还给原来的主人，虽然她真的很想收藏。或者是 The castle has its original fireplaces, so you will be warm when you stay there. 这座城堡还保留着原来的壁炉，所以住在那里时会很暖和。再举个例句 Our original plan was to fly to Hong Kong, but since the airport is closed, we're going to Bangkok. 我们原来的计划是飞去香港，但是因为机场关闭，只好去曼谷。 最后来看 out of style 这个片语，意思是过时、不流行。譬如 Since Miriam doesn't like to spend money, her clothes are really out of style. Miriam 不喜欢花钱，所以她的衣服都过时了。或者是 That kind of music was popular 50 years ago, but now it is really out of style. 那种类型的音乐在50年前很受欢迎，但是现在已经不流行了。再举个例句 Green and gold house colors were typical in the 70s, but are out of style now. 绿色和金色是70年代的典型房屋色系，但是现在已经不流行了。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Before that break, we learned about Grumpy Cat, which is one kind of meme. Let's learn about another one right now. The Korean song Gangnam Style became a video meme several years ago. I think I remember that. That song was stuck in my head for a long time.
Well, it's a pretty catchy song.
It is.
Yeah, we're not going to sing it right
No,
now,
we're not.
friends. You all know how it goes.
Many people shared the original video and made videos and jokes based on it. Now, I would say that if someone is making jokes or videos based on something, could you say that that is a parody?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, speaking of, I just thought of something. A friend from university, I wasn't that close with her, but we were in choir together. She made a parody of Gangnam Style.
Oh, she did?
As a character on YouTube. Her character is Miranda Sings.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have watched Miranda Sings before.
Yeah, she has a very quirky sense of humor. My friend is brilliant, and so she's created this character. A lot of people resonate with this character. They find her kind of funny, and so this character thinks she's really intelligent and thinks that she can sing really well, and so she created her own version of Gangnam Style. So that would be considered a parody. And there have been many different parodies of different things. The other person that comes to mind when I think of parodies is a performer named Weird Al, because he has made his whole industry based off of creating parodies of other people's music.
That's right, and his albums have done really, really well, and some of his songs have been on the charts before because his parodies were so popular.
That's right. The first song I heard of him, I think it was Amish Paradise, and that was a parody of the song Gangster Paradise. Gangster's Paradise? Gangsta Paradise. Anyway, those are some songs that maybe you can go check out for yourself. And, compare and contrast them, because what Weird Al has done is kind of clever. So that's what parodies do, right? And we read here, the more people talked about it, the more the original video spread. So it sounds like it's a win-win situation. The people who are creating parodies are winning because they're getting recognition, but it also makes the originals famous as well.
That's right. Memes appear and disappear quickly. Sometimes a meme that is popular one week is out of style the next. Forgotten memes are quickly replaced by new ones. Now, this phrase does not appear in your lesson, but I wanted to introduce it to you, friends, and that is the phrase to come and go, because that's what we're talking about here. Memes coming and memes going, they don't really stay for long.
That's right. If something comes and goes, it might be popular right now or famous right now, but maybe next week or next month it's not anymore. This reminds me of fashions or trends. That's kind of part of the meaning of those words, is that they come and go.
This reminds me of another related phrase too. Have you heard this one before? To have a short shelf life.
Oh, yeah. Well, that specifically refers to goods that are made that you can consume, like eat or drink, right? And you can only place it on the shelf for so long before it expires.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we've used that phrase sometimes to talk about other things that aren't food related. Like you could say, oh, that meme has a short shelf life. That means it's not going to be around for long. We're probably going to move on to something different.
Okay, well, our lesson says memes appear and disappear quickly, so they come and go. Maybe they have a short shelf life. But our last sentence says also, so memes are likely to stay a key part of the internet experience. So some memes might come and go, but I think we're going to see memes around for a long time because they do have mass appeal. Let's see how the word appeal is used in today's skit.
Oh, there's Frankie.
I really like Frankie. He has such appeal.
Frankie has appeal?
Oh, yes. I find him so interesting. I'm really attracted to him.
Frankie has appeal? I guess I never noticed.
Oh, well, he is so funny and so cute. He's got appeal.
Well, maybe.
Well, yes. He's very lively and fun. Now that's appeal.
Well, maybe he does have some appeal,
Oh,
but...
he plays the piano too. Oh, he is so talented. I like everything about him. He has so much appeal.
Maybe you're right. He is a likable guy, I guess. Maybe Frankie does have appeal.
Oh, yes, he has lots of appeal and lots of money. Millions.
Millions?
Yes, millions. Oh, well, excuse me. I have to go now. Hi, Frankie.
Frankie is rich? Oh, maybe money is his real appeal. Excuse me, I've got to go too. Hi, Frankie. Hey.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed talking about memes, friends. It is one way that people like to joke around on the internet, and it is a very specific word for something that we do see on the internet, isn't it? There's a lot of other lingo or special words we use to talk about social media or things we do online. Let's talk about some of those words today.
I was just wondering about the difference between sharing and reposting, actually, because they're actually kind of similar, aren't they? You see a post on someone else's Facebook and you want to share it on your own. Sometimes we use the word sharing, but what's the difference between sharing and reposting their stuff?
Well, when you share somebody's content online, it means you're putting that thing on your own account. You can still see where it came from. You can see that that is not your own content. It belongs to someone else. But when you repost someone's content, sometimes it's not as clear. It means that your account has made that as a post. And that goes for Facebook and Instagram too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, okay. So sharing, I guess, is when you actually click the share button, right? And then that way people can see that it's coming from that account. But you can repost lots of different kinds of stuff, and it might make it seem like it's your own. What are some other terms that we use online?
The one that I wanted to talk about was the difference between add and follow.
Okay, adding like a friend?
Yeah, because on Facebook and Line, you use the word add, right? But usually we don't use the word add for Instagram. We use follow for Instagram.
So following someone on Instagram, for YouTube, it would be to subscribe to their channel.
That's right.
Right, and make sure you click that bell for notifications. If you use Twitter, the word we would use is tweet. You would tweet something on Twitter, or if you want to share what somebody else tweeted, you would retweet what that person wrote.
That's a fun one. Well, friends, what internet lingo have you heard before? Talk about that in English, and we will have a brand new lesson for you next time, so make sure to join us right here on Studio Classroom.